Everybody, welcome to a Friday Mike Talk. Glad you guys are with me. It's finally happened. Your pastor has come down a little bit under the weather. And so if you would pray for me today, pray at 149 with us. And you can pray with us every day at 149. Pray for the ministry, pray for wisdom. But if you lift your pastor up today, say, hey, Lord, help Mike get a little strength and get over this cold. And yes, I'm taking medicine. I'm doing what I need to do to get better. But I think prayer is probably the best thing I can do. So thank you guys. Love you all. Thanks for being a part of Song and Sword Ministry. We still proclaim Jesus with a song of grace and a sword of truth. That's what we do. Shout out to Jill Proctor today. Happy birthday to you. And a shout out to Barb Launder. You've been out. You're one of our local people that watches every day in Mike Talk. Bless you, sister. Hope you get feeling better and recuperate from that surgery. Get back to us soon. We miss you. I want to let you guys know that this Sunday, again, remind you this Sunday, we're having an open house here. This is what we passed out at our local congregation. And if you're a part of that, and if you're a part of the Song and Sword family at all, come here to the synagogue 4 to 7 this Sunday in the afternoon and evening. And we're just going to have some light refreshments and some drinks and just hang out and just listen to some Christmas music and fellowship with people. We want to open up what God's given us here and share it with you during this Christmas season. I hope you guys are well. Text prayer to that number on the screen, and I will pray for you. Lift you up before the Lord as you guys do for me and for this ministry. Today I want to continue this thought about gifts during this Christmas season where giving is such an important part. And Ecclesiastes chapter 3 is a really cool thing. I'm going to read kind of a long passage here because this is a famous passage. But Ecclesiastes 3 starts off this way. Remember, Ecclesiastes is the word from the preacher. Most people attribute this to Solomon, who also wrote Song of Solomon and Proverbs, most of them. Ecclesiastes 3, for everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up what is planted, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to seek, a time to find, to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to tear and a time to grow. My eyes a little blurry this morning. A time to sow, a time to keep silence, a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. What gain has the worker from his toil? I've seen the business that God has given to the children of man to be busy with. He has made everything beautiful in its own time. Also, he has put eternity into man's heart, yet so that he cannot find out what God has done from the beginning to the end. I perceive that there is nothing better for them than to be joyful and to do good as long as they live, as they also that everyone should eat and drink and take pleasure in all his toil. This is God's gift to man. God gives us this life, this crazy up and down life, this crazy time to be born, time to die life. This life that's as varied as a time to mourn, a time to dance, a time to weep, and a time to laugh, a time to cast away stones and gather stones. In other words, this life is filled with a bunch of ups and downs, polar opposites. And what are we supposed to do with that? That's what he asked in verse 9. What gain has the worker from his toil? Well, there are a couple of things I want to point out today that are just a gift from God. Okay? Number one, he has given us stuff to do. And he's made everything beautiful in its time. God has a timing. Everything's going to turn out beautiful because God does good stuff. Part of the gift of God today is that everything is going to be beautiful in its time. And also he has given us a chance to do good. Look at verse 12. To be joyful and do good as long as they live. He's given us a chance to find joy in serving other people. So we have this reality. He's given us stuff to do. That's a gift. He's given us the ability to have joy in serving others, doing good to others. He also has given us joy or a gift in that everyone should eat and drink and take pleasure in all his toil. In other words, all this work that he's given us to do, and all the abilities and the chances we have to serve others and find joy in that, and just eating and drinking, just enjoying this cup of coffee is a gift from the Lord today. It's something that the Lord has blessed us with. And so it's a gift from God. But there's one other thing I want to point out that gives us context for all these things. Yes, we find joy in the work today, and we find joy in doing good to others, and we find joy in the food and drink that we consume today. All of these are a gift from God. But here's the thing that I really love about this passage, verse 11. Also, he has put eternity into man's heart. There's something deep inside of us that says, this is not it. This peace and war, this laughter and mourning, this living and dying, all these opposites that happen that he mentions here at the beginning of Ecclesiastes 3, this is not it. He's given us the gift of the things we get to do here on the earth, but the greatest gift is that he's put eternity into our hearts. We understand that this human life here is not where it ends, that there's life after this. And praise God, he sent his son Jesus to give us life eternally. So today, everything is in context of the eternity of God. By the way, it's an eternity that we can't understand. Verse 11 says we can't understand the beginning to the end. But there's something down deep in every person's heart today that says there's something eternal. Yes, I want God, excuse me. Yes, I want you to be encouraged today that a gift from God to you is this, that he has given you something to do. And he's going to give you opportunities to do good and find joy in that. And hopefully he'll give you opportunity to eat and drink and take joy or take pleasure in those things. Those are gifts from God. But the biggest gift of all is that he's put eternity into our hearts, that he knows that all the goodness of this is only a shadow of that which is to come. I hope that all makes sense. I'm kind of delirious from certain medications I'm taking. God bless you guys. Hope you have a great Friday. Peace.